It's good, people. Got a selfie stick I'm just trying out, so if it's a bit wobbly, excuse that, but trialing it and that. I'm just in the woods trying to make my way through all this stuff. So today I want to talk to you about life being a marathon, not a sprint. The majority of people are in a rush nowadays, just wanting to do stuff and get it over with instead of enjoying whatever their process is that they're going through. They seem to want to get everything done as quick as they can without actually appreciating the process of what they're doing. So remember, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So we need to start treating it as such. And this is just advice. Obviously, I don't want you to feel like I'm telling you to do stuff. This is just what my understanding of it. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. And the reason I think a lot of us are stressed and stuff is because we want everything and we don't have the patience to wait for it. We don't have the patience to put in the graft and the time and them 10,000 hours and what we've spoke about before. Second thing is when you're shouting, like whether it's in an argument, mainly in arguments to be honest, because when you shout, that is a result of you losing control of the situation, of whatever it is. Unless of course it's like part of your job, or do you know what I mean, or like maybe something like battle rap, or that you're there to do a job for. But when it's in terms of falling out with people, when you start shouting with people, that is a result of you losing control of the situation at hand. And you can't, as well, people seem to think when you start shouting at people, we do it with our kids and that. This is something that I do as well. So this isn't me saying I don't do this. This is something for us to all get better at. This is something for us to all grow at and improve and progress at daily. Especially those of us with kids as well, because I know that for me, I want to leave a good impression on my kids and not be the one to teach them to throw a fit and throw their toys out of the pram when they don't get their way, because that doesn't help the situation in any sense of the imagination at all. But a lot of adults teach their kids this. But when we can get to the point where we understand that and notice it as it's happening, we can then start to change it. And then hopefully when our kids have their kids, they can then teach that to them as well. So when you're in an argument or something, or you're trying to get your point across to someone, even in debates and discussions, you don't necessarily have to have an argument, but you'll see people lose their shit, for the better word, because they're frustrated, they can't get their point across. Whether it's a case of not being able to articulate themselves well enough, or just the fact that the other person doesn't agree with their opinion, they start to shout because they want to force their opinion and force their beliefs in, and they believe that if they do that, they're going to make the other person realise and come over to whatever they're believing in and accept their beliefs as truth. And it doesn't work. I'm guilty of it myself, as I said, but I'm recognising it, and I want to just put it out there into the universe so the people that watch me can start to change it for themselves as well, because this is all going to benefit you when you start to put this into practice. Because when you're not shouting and you're in situations where you know in the past you've lost your shit, and then afterwards you fell out with someone and then you regret it, you'll be like, I wish I hadn't done it like that, handled that situation like that. When you can start to realise that, you'll be better off. When you start to realise that, you'll be better off. So that's it today, guys. 1, life is a marathon, not a sprint. Take time out, take time for yourself, meditate, just enjoy life. Like, take a breather, go chill in your garden, read a book, just listen to something calming and try and get away from the constant distraction of social media and stuff. This is something also that I'm working on as well. but I'm trying to make changes, and I just want to encourage you lot to try and do the same, because all this will benefit you in the long run if you stick with it. But it's getting out of habits, guys. It's not easy, but I want to put it out there to make you aware of it so that you can start doing it for yourself as well. And number 2, when you shout, that's a result of you losing control of the situation. Because even if the other person is shouting as well, that means they've lost control too. But then in the future, when something happens and you can be the one that doesn't end up shouting and losing your shit, you know in that point in time that you've changed things. You've installed a better, healthier habit. You've not shouted and lost your shit. The other person has. So you don't then have to feel guilty or feel that you're the one in the wrong for the situation escalating. So that's it, man, for today. I hope I've left you with something that you can take away. And have a great rest of your day, guys. Speak to you soon.